Real quick shout out to the sponsors of the stream, Prime XBT. If you guys want to support me, the best way to do that is use the Prime XBT link in the description of this video. Deposit a little bit of money on there. After inputting code MAIN50, you get a bonus of up to $7,000 on your deposit. Depending on what you deposit, it's a 7% deposit bonus. And I get a kickback for everyone who signs up. So if you want to support me, sign up, deposit a little money on there. Let me know that you've done that and I'll invite you to my Discord, which is free. If you want to get in my Discord, I just explained how, but instructions are on my website. Okay, so let's start with Bitcoin. We had this low, and the reason we got long was simple, right? We said, okay, we had the run of these two levels here and the reclaim. So the 12-hour gave us an SFP of this deepest low here. We had the SFP of the main low, the deepest low, but then we also had a reclaim of this low. So one thing that you guys, I think, that a lot of people overanalyze. So one of the most common themes of questions I get is like, hey, is this exactly, like, is the order block exactly this candle? Or does the SFP have to be this exact level or blah, blah, blah? And I think a little bit of a problem that people have is that they are trying to be a little bit too precise. There's nothing wrong with being precise. As you guys know, I'm all about precision. My life is precise. That being said, if you have a low here, this is relevant to me for sure. This is an SFP, right? This is one of those things that I look for to happen at the extremities of ranges to give me a clue that maybe we're gonna have some sort of mean reversion in the other direction. That being said, this is also relevant. Just because it's not an SFP, if we have a low and we trade below it and then reclaim it, whether or not this is a wick or a body doesn't matter to me. The way that I look to execute a trade based on us getting below this low and then reclaiming it is the same, because on one time frame this is an SFP, but on another time frame, on the 3-day we SFP'd this low, but on the 12-hour we closed below it. So what I'm trying to say is it's going to be an SFP on one of the time frames. All I care about is that we traded below a low and then we reclaim that level. That's what I care about. It's not about whether or not it closed as a wick, because like I just showed you, on the 3-day it is an SFP, but on the 12-hour it's not. The point I'm making here is all that I care about is that this low has been run and we reclaimed it quickly after. So I treat that the same as an SFP. We traded below the level, we swept the liquidity, and we're back above. So that gives me reason to believe that my stop can go below here, and I'm looking for reasons to be bullish in this area. Hopefully that makes sense. But the point of our long, right, was, okay, SFP, ran this low, reclaimed it quickly. So when I zoomed in, I said, I'm looking for reasons to get long. We have untouched highs here, and we had this fair value gap. These were our two initial targets here, was right into here. And then these highs here, that was our initial target. Target 1, target 2. What was the long trigger, right? Well, we swept the low. H1 SFP, break in market structure, pull back into the order block, continuation. Again, once we're in this consolidation, we're absolutely looking for reasons to long on the low time frame because we're bullish. We already had the breakout after running the low. Okay, my bias is now to look for long. So if I'm not getting long in this box, I can be looking to get long in this area here. And maybe that's just on the lower time frame, maybe on the 15-minute. There's a setup. Low, high, higher low, right? Into bullish order block, or maybe you're getting long down here like I did. 15-minute swing failure pattern, break in market structure, pull back into the order block. We've got bullish market structure here on the low time frame. Whatever you wanted to do to get into the trade was up to you, but the reason we were looking to get long based on this run, right? We ran these two lows out and then we put in bullish market structure. So we were looking for a mean reversion into this downward price leg, and that's what we got. Okay, so here's our price leg. This is our high to our new low. Once we ran out these lows, we were looking for a pullback into the premium of this leg, and that's what we got. Where did we trade into? We traded into this 12-hour supply. I said, okay, we've traded into this 12-hour supply. We put in a big rejection candle. We had an SFP. We're rejecting from this area. So I said, you can absolutely look for a short. And if you go on Discord here, we had multiple discussions here about this. Let's just see. Happy with my TP. This is why we remain patient. It pushed up, rejected. Could probably find a low time frame short. Would want to see some sort of a breakdown. Wait for either long, lower, on strength. There's that gray box. Remember, we've had it for a while. If you want to short, we need an H1 market structure break, the bread and butter setup that I always teach you guys. What is that setup? Well, here's the move up. Where's our H1 market structure? Right here. Boom. Once we broke this, what happens? We pull back into where? Bearish order block that caused the market structure break. There's your entry. Risk is here. Between here to here, that's at least 2R. Just to the mid-range, almost 3R. To the gray box, 3.5R. All laid out on Twitter, on Discord, in advance. I did an update video on Twitter like 2 days ago when we were trading here, saying, hey, if we get a low time frame break, we're trading right here. I said, if we get a break here, that's going to be all it takes for us to see the next leg down. That's exactly what happened. And what did we have all weekend? We had all weekend a bunch of people posting about wanting to long into 17.2. Meanwhile, fucking Monday of last week, I said, we're likely going to do this. This was Monday of last week. I said, we probably do this. And then we pull back, and then we decide here whether or not this is a higher low. So this is a higher low for continuation, or if this is just the lower high, because this was a lower low on the H12, and we're actually going to just trade lower. But I said, I'm thinking we get a push higher, but I'm going to be patient, and I'm going to wait for price to come to the area that I want to be bullish. So instead of chasing for a long up here and either sitting in drawdown or forcing it or closing or turning myself, I just waited. I didn't take any trades on the weekend. I just waited. And sure enough, got the pullback into the area. I was patient, right? And as much as I want to fucking overtrade like crazy because I have this burning desire to make back all this money, I still can't let my system get away from me, right? What am I good at? That's what I need to do. How did I make that money in the first place? That's what I need to continue to do, and I will make it back and then some. That's the thing about a trading system. People ask like, okay, how do you deal with like consecutive losses? I've been trading this way for so long. I could have 5, 6, 7 losses in a row. I'm not phased because I know over 1,000 trades, over 100 trades, I'm gonna get enough wins, and the wins are bigger than my losses that it does not matter. It's not this, right? There's periods of drawdown, but the idea is it's consistently higher, right? The wins are bigger, and I know my system works, and I know what I do well, and it's this kind of shit. And so waited it out, right? What is this area we wanted to bid? A bunch of people were asking me, what? A bunch of people were like, no, we're not gonna go that low. I posted this gray box literally 8 days ago, right? It was literally from last stream. Look where the low is, spiked right into it, right? So this is where I wanted to start bidding. I have an entire thread on Twitter explaining from the long to the top to here. So if we get this next push up to the range high, not only am I gonna look smart and collect all the clout, but then we'll say, okay, now are we breaking out of this range, or is this gonna be a deviation and we're back in? I don't know yet, but I'm playing level to level. We played from here to here. This to here was available. Now I'm trying to play from here to here. Simple as that. That's all I'm doing. Ding, 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 ding. Collecting my money, running away. So I entered here early. Soon as we dumped down here, we had this aggressive sell-off, Sunday night, Monday sell-off kind of thing. I started longing, but I wanted to get long in the gray. Added on this spike here, and now what I want to see is a bullish market structure break. Okay, so I want to see price now make some sort of bullish structure on the M1 or the H1, excuse me. So we have this kind of SFP. This is a pretty ugly candle. So I'd like to see us make a new high above here. That would give me confidence that this is the low. It still could come down. It could chop more. We can make another low. I don't know, right? We don't have to move directly from here. I would obviously prefer if the low is in and I long near the low, but I don't know yet. What I would like to see is now some bullish structure here. So similar to this, once you get that bullish structure break, now you have that confidence that you're in line with the trend. So I want to see this bullish structure break here, kind of clear up this little bit of a mucky candle. I don't really like how it, took out the high of this little mini range and the low in one go. So I want to see us get above here for me to feel more confident. But right now, right, initially when I started longing, my stop was down here. If we're able to break here, I'll now bring my stop up to here. And with added size, I like this risk reward much better, obviously targeting 17.2. So let's wait and see. Where does 17.2 come from? Basically just a move above the highest swing high here of this kind of before the breakdown, right? So anyone who's got a stop up here would be wiped out on a move to like 17.2. That's kind of the target. Range high, and then potentially a little bit of juice above, stop out anyone here, and then we decide side. Okay, is it going to go just up to here and then back into the range? I don't know yet. I'm not trying to predict 2 or 3 moves in advance. I'm trying to predict 1. In this instance, we said, okay, likely from here to here to here. We predicted 3, but that's not the goal. I'm not trying to guess what's going to happen 3 moves from now. I'm trying to guess what's going to happen on the next move, and can I make money on it? That's all that really matters. But effectively, what we're banking on is this, right? Higher low, and now we want to see a higher high. That's all we're predicting. That's all we're trying to guess. So let's look at Ethereum here. So one thing on Ethereum that, you know, I am aware of is we do have these equal lows here. So we have some equal lows here that are looking pretty juicy, right? I don't love when, well, I like when lows are like left like that because they give you an easy target, but I don't think those get left. However, we're on team bull right now, so we're gonna pretend that they don't exist, and we're gonna look for reasons to be bullish. So we are in this range, just like on Bitcoin. We've ran the top, we're now retesting the mid-range, getting a nice low reaction here. So if you were to long Ethereum instead of Bitcoin down here, it was basically the same setup, but we didn't run the lows. That's the difference, right? So Bitcoin ran this low, Ethereum did not, but the setup was effectively the same, right? We had an SFP here, break in market structure, pull back, Bob's your uncle, right? So now we're coming into the mid-range here, SFP right at the mid-range, and Ethereum looks like it's already, when this candle closes, it didn't break it yet, but if we get an hourly candle close higher than 1184.90 on the Bitfinex chart, it will be a bullish market structure break on the hourly. So Bitcoin needs to close higher, right? So Bitcoin's lagging. This explains it, but that would be a good initial sign that, you know, maybe we're going to get that next leg up across the board. So let's wait and see, but Ethereum looks very similar. Mid-range retest, nice reaction. I would like to see maybe 1300 trade on Ethereum. If Bitcoin can go to 17, Ethereum to 13. So Bitcoin is 17, 17.2, Ethereum to 1300. And then we see, right? Because these lows are equal here. Maybe they get left, and maybe this is just a divergence between Bitcoin, right? Because Bitcoin, we had the low, then we had a lower low, and then we traded away. Ethereum never took out the low, which could give you a clue that it's the stronger of the two, right? There's a divergence here. This is a whole lot. I could do an entire video on these things. They're really cool in Forex, where you look at divergences between related pairs. You say, okay, well, this equal lows, this made a lower low, right? So there's a divergence here. So if I want to long one of these two, I was bullish on both. Ethereum would be the better long because it didn't actually run the low. The divergence with Bitcoin, it's stronger. Example perfectly explained in the fact that Ethereum BTC is pushing up. That could be an entire video, divergences. That would be kind of interesting. Not like RSI divergences. These are different. So let's talk about the dollar real quick. So first of all, fucking came very close to getting the Pico top on this thing. We had this level drawn out fucking months ago, okay? Like months and months and months ago. I've been a big dollar bull for the last several months, and I thought that maybe this big consolidation, when it broke out, I said, okay, the obvious target to me seems to be the monthly up here. Ended up filling in this monthly gap here, right? And that ended up being the top, is this right there. But I thought maybe we'd come tag this monthly order block. We came very fucking close, but regardless, it doesn't really matter. Once we made this lower high here, go look at my feed at the end of October. I talked about us breaking this low here, and I said, okay, this is the first official lower low on the daily that we've had on the dollar in fucking ages. So if you go all the way back to like here, this has been higher lows and higher highs on the daily for almost a year straight. Higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. And then we finally had a lower low. And I said, hey, that's bearish. We're probably going to see a pullback, and then we're going to see the dollar puke lower. And that's what we got. We got that pullback, boom, puke, another retest, puke, and all of this shit was lining up for everything to rip. At the end of October, I posted them like dollars bearish. Bitcoin's at support. Stock is at support. End of October, right here. Bitcoin was at support, looking okay. Dollar was ready to puke, and stocks were right into support here, all at the same time. And I was like, I'm fucking ready for everything to fly. Dollar rolled over, stocks traded to 4,000, and Sam Bankman-Fried fucked us out of a rally. I genuinely believe that if the FTX thing wouldn't have happened, we would have broken up here and would have been trading at like 25K. I genuinely believe that. Like, I can't prove that, but just based on what the dollar did and what equities did and how close that correlation has been for fucking the last year, I was like, we're setting up for a big squeeze, and everything fucking printed properly. FTX happened and we just ate shit. So I think that squeeze is potentially still possible. Maybe we're not going to go to 25K, obviously, but if the dollar can continue to sell off, I don't see why we can't have a back test of 18.5 to 19K on crypto. So I would love to see this kind of scenario happen where we back test this floor here. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. I'm long biased for now. Obviously, I'm low time frame, level to level, right? Let's see what happens at the range high. But man, I truly believe that we were setting up for like a Santa Claus rally in crypto. We were going to have, the dollar was dropping, stocks were looking good. I genuinely thought that we were going to get some mega rally to 25K plus, and Sam took that from us. Not only did he take your money, he fucking stole Christmas. That son of a bitch. So is the top in? Because this is going to be part of your analysis for Bitcoin, right? Because if you're looking to buy the bottom of crypto, because if you're buying Bitcoin, you're selling dollars. If you're selling dollars, you're buying Bitcoin, right? It's a transaction. If you want to buy Bitcoin near the bottom, you want to be selling dollars near the top. And then when you sell that Bitcoin back into dollars, you want those two have switched positions. That's how you make the fucking money. So if you're going to sell your hard-earned dollars, right? Your dollars that you've been collecting all bear market, you want to make sure that this chart is topped out, because when this chart tops out, that usually coincides with the Bitcoin chart bottoming. You want to be holding the chart that's going vertical. For the last year, the dollar chart's been the one that's been going vertical. Look at the low here. The low here is, let's just say you bought dollars, meaning you sold Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever. You sold whatever asset you had into dollars on June 1st of 2021. You sold into dollars. That means you bought the bottom of dollars, and on June 1st, 2021, you were getting out of crypto, and you can see the result. When crypto topped and traded lower, what did the dollar do? Let's just compare these. So look at the top on crypto and look at the dollar chart. So as this is traded down, look what the dollar's done, right? The dollar's gone up. So it's an inverse, right? At this leg down is this. So now if you want to now sell your dollars for Bitcoin, you want the opposite to happen. You want to be in a situation like this. Look what happened when the dollar topped here. The dollar topped, it went down. Look what happened to crypto. Look at the cursor on the left screen. The dotted line follow as I go from the top. Boom, right? So as this rallied up, those dollars sold off. That's why this chart is so fucking important, right? So if you want to start buying spot, well, let's see. Is this maybe the top of this dollar rally? We've gone parabolic. We've broken market structure on the daily. We've kind of left that parabolic uptrend. Maybe there's the confluence here that the dollar is topping out. It's going in for a larger correction, and we're actually going to have quite a bullish time going into the end of the year at the very least on crypto. So if I'm looking at the dollar, I think this is bearish still. So if this continues to sell off, maybe we get some sort of bounce here. But ultimately, if this continues to sell off, there's a lot of lows here that are untouched on the dollar. Ton of lows here that are untouched. So if we get some sustained selling on the dollar, that can be the exact type of environment that we need to see continuation on crypto and on stocks to the upside. With that being said, if I think the dollar is bearish, I'm looking to long things that are denominated in the dollar. If I think the denominator, if I think the denominator of a fraction is going to get weaker, that means that the fraction as a whole is going to go up. What has the dollar as the denominator? Euro USD, Great British Pound USD, gold, silver. So I'm now looking at silver and I'm saying, okay, we have this beautiful looking monthly chart. This looks beautiful to me. We have this big old market cycle, right? We have this consolidation here. Boom. We ran all of the lows of this entire consolidation, traded higher, and then we traded back to the origin of that move. That's a breaker. This is a beautiful breaker on the monthly chart. Up candle before a down move that ran all these lows out. So when we come back here, I'm bullish. So my high time frame view is bullish. I'm like, I think this goes up. So I zoomed in. I went down to like the 12 hour and the daily. I said, okay, where are we looking at here? Got a nice move up, break in market structure. Okay, we're pulling back. We're retesting the order block that broke market structure. We have some very clear targets here to the left. I want to get long. I want to get jiggy with it. So I'm like planning out a long. So I got the 12-hour out, boom, there's our order block. So I posted this on Twitter when we were like here. I said, as long as we're above this gray box, I'm bullish into these levels here. 22, 23, up to $24. The mistake I made was when I was watching this happen on Friday and I saw this little uptick, right? So we had the move up. I'm like, okay, here's our pullback. I said, okay, I think this is it. I think this is the low. So I started longing into this move, ate shit, saw this happen, said, okay, now this is the low. Woke up, ate more shit, but I did see that we ran a low here on the 12-hour, ran this low into the order block. You can see we ran these lows here, equal lows, we ran them. So I longed even more. I literally doubled my position and I just said, if this 12-hour closes as an SFP, which it did, posted it on Discord here, watching this as a potential SFP, banged it. Now I'm hoping that this is the low and I can bring my stop up. So on the 12-hour, if we're able to now break this high, I'll move my stop from here to here. And I'll feel way more comfy because if I'm wrong on this trade, I'm oversized and my stop is very loose. It is what it is, very poor execution, but I'm pretty confident in the setup. This is the daily and the fucking monthly looks so primed. I don't know. I'm just gonna trust the process and see what happens. I could be wrong, but I feel pretty good about it. Fucking still underwater, but it is what it is, baby. So LTC has been fucking ripping and I do have a bag. So LTC, right, just perpetually fucking getting cooked. Then on the high time frame, like anytime you get one of these major high time frame sweeps, man, you gotta look for a trade on the low time frame. Gotta start getting bullish, right? So literally nothing for LTC, just getting battered, and then boom, we peak below a very old low. This is a low from literally 2 years ago, but it's the last major low before the entire bull run LTC had in 2021. We ran below it, then we consolidated. Then what happened? Another SFP, big high time frame SFPs, and we're basing. So once we had that move away, I mean, this is kind of like your classic move, right? Swing failure pattern, break in market structure. We came all the way back down, another SFP, right? So there's reasons to be wanting to long LTC on this pullback here for sure. But ultimately, once we had this SFP, so we had the break in market structure, ran the low, and then a very strong buyback, I think you need to be looking for reasons to get long in this consolidation. I ended up longing on this pullback, but what the real giveaway was this. We finally had like a bullish market structure break on the weekly time frame on LTC BTC. We had this. Once we had this happen, it's a weekly bullish market structure break versus Bitcoin, you want to go start looking for reasons to get long on the USD pair. August 29th is when this happened. Okay, so from August 29th to October 24th on the USD pair, let's look what happens. August 29th to October 24th, we had that higher low or higher high, excuse me, get put in on LTC. And what happens within this window here? There's those SFPs I was talking about. And then shortly after, during this time period, LTC BTC just went like this on the weekly chart, made a higher high on the weekly chart during this. So on the daily chart here of the USD pair, what are you looking for? Low, high, higher low, higher high. You're looking for bullishness on the USD pair to sync up with that bullishness you're seeing on the BTC pair, because the idea is, okay, this thing's about to outperform Bitcoin. I want to look for reasons to get long. And when we got that higher high here, yeah, we had a quick dump right after, right? What happened here? This is the FTX news. So imagine without the FTX news, this candle probably does this. Like we don't probably get this part. But even with the FTX news, this big sell-off ended up just being a swing fail. And instantly we Dalai Lamaed it, put in bullish market structure here. So a lot of stuff lined up very well here. Once we ran that low, low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, like it just became bullish. And really it all originated here when that weekly chart versus Bitcoin put in the higher high. That's when you want to start hunting for longs on this. Got a good video for you today. Not going to be nearly as depressing as the last video. Stop whining, bro. Last stream, we obviously had that big FTX trauma dump. I was in my field. Such a whiner. All of that is out of my system. The money is gone. I am at peace. We're making some money. I've got a new journal. The title of the journal is Making It All Back, because that's exactly what we're gonna fucking do. We're gonna make it all back and more. Believe it. Simple as that. That's all I'm doing. Ding, 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 ding. Collecting my money, running away. I want to get long. I want to get jiggy with it. Let's fucking go. Okay, yeah, we're pumping. Let's go. Get back into the swing of things on a winning note. So we're gonna talk about who the fuck is messaging me right now. No better. Dude, I will throw you off the balcony. Why does Maine look like a Walmart M&M? Ouch. I love him. I can't hate. He's adorable. And Sam took that from us. Not only did he take your money, he fucking stole Christmas. That son of a bitch. Jonah Hill, back when he was fat, had an afro, but then we need to beat his face in with a shovel. Then he would look like Sam. He looks insane. And it's not because he eats fucking testicles. 5 points for Gryffindor. When girlfriend reveal? Never. But she is totally real, I swear to God. Do you notice the breaking news about KuCoin and OKX? Be careful, bro. I have no idea what this breaking news is, and I don't care. We're making money. We love that. We love making money on stream with stuff that we called on stream.